Hello, everyone. My name is Adam Williams, and you are watching or perhaps listening to another episode of Retail Redeveloped. I wanted to talk about something today that I've been thinking about for months, and it is basically how retail is becoming a logistics and data game, and how that is going to affect a change between going from retail to industrial. Thousands of retailers are shuttering across America, leaving a ton of vacant storefronts. Pre-COVID, malls were getting creative. They were trying to figure out what we would refer to as Amazon resistant or Amazon proof concepts. Now, these could be food halls, these could be entertainment areas, sexy bowling alleys, climbing gyms, pack lots of people in a small space, get them to spend money on food and beverage, and that's something that you just can't recreate on Amazon. Go ahead and cue COVID. That has thrown a little bit of a monkey wrench in all of those plans, and now e-commerce rules the day. It was already happening, and now it is absolutely the prime focus that every single retailer, every single landlord involved in retail is thinking about 24/7. So as I mentioned earlier, retail is becoming a logistics game. It's becoming a data game. And if I had a bunch of empty storefronts all across the country in, Topeka, Kansas and Salisbury, North Carolina, I would be very smart or fill in the blank big box that doesn't really exist anymore, and how I can change that. There's not a huge list of people that are waiting to come in behind these guys. And that brings me to the logistics part of the equation. A lot of these big box stores, a lot of these power center stores, they have the space, they have the clearance height, they have the parking fields. Makes a lot of sense to me to start thinking about last mile delivery. Interesting thing about malls in particular, they're always based on trade areas. They're based on how many humans live within a 1, 3, 5 mile ring or a drive time of less than 10 minutes. And these things are excellent locations, typically right off of highways. They are going to make an incredible last mile delivery system for people. There were the rumors where Amazon wanted to take over Sears. Obviously that hasn't happened, but there was a reason why they were looking at that. There was a reason why they were interested. Now I want to take a case study that kind of exemplifies what we're talking about in a little bit of a different fashion, but you'll see where I'm going with this. Simon Malls has reportedly begun negotiations with Amazon to offer vacant department stores as fulfillment centers. Now they already have 100 fulfillment centers in the US, but they're trying to keep up with Walmart and Target that have that incredible delivery system already baked in. And that's one way to do it. Now, retailers across the country are obviously resorting to legal action to get out of their leases. JCPenney, Lord & Taylor, 100 other names that we could mention are all right there. And with the consumer demand and changes based on omni-channel retail, these malls have to get very, very, very creative. Over the past few years, Sears has obviously closed locations all over the place. And I want to talk about a case study in Morgantown, West Virginia. The mall owner, Washington Prime Group, teamed up with a new tenant, the West Virginia University of Medicine, which is the largest healthcare system in West Virginia. Now, WVU is not going to sell medicine out of this. They're not going to treat patients out of this. It is going to be a logistics and distribution fulfillment center for PPE, medical equipment, things like that. The conversion of this former Sears is the first of its kind for Washington Prime. Now, not only can vacant department stores be easily converted into fulfillment centers, but as I mentioned earlier, the population density around these things lends itself very well to last month. We're going to see dozens like this. In fact, I would say that the market is going to be much quicker to adapt this type of model than local municipalities are going to be able to handle. If you've ever been to a rezoning, if you've ever pitched your case to a city council or a small township, anything like that, you'll know that they're not always the most out of the box thinkers in the world. They're not all that quick to make decisions. They pick up their book that's this thick and try to find an exact definition. And if it doesn't fit, you could be in some problems. You could also have the possibility of them thinking that this is a downgrade in values, which any township is going to run the other way from. So I foresee a lot of potential municipal pushback on this type of structure and this type of redevelopment, but I still think it's something that we all have to think about very, very quickly. I think that this is going to be one of the next waves. I think this is going to be something that we see happening very, very quickly coming out of this. I think that all of the smoky back rooms of a lot of large mall and retail owners are probably already having these discussions. I can't wait to see what happens. This is just going to be one of the dozens of things that changes in the retail world and the real estate world because of Corona, and I can't wait to see what happens. Once again, this is a short form podcast. Retail is a logistics and data game, and the reimagining of retail spaces as logistics and last mile. I'm Adam Williams. This is Retail Redeveloped. Thank you so much for listening.